We'll start out by opening up our book. Now our book has been stapled down, but what we have to do is make sure that we open this up, and then we'll have to press down the edges here to make sure that this stays open. For each page you will have to do that. You'll have to take and fold this and press it down and fold it down just like that. For this line book instruction, I'm going to use a Sharpie marker so that you can see it really well. You're going to use either markers or you can use crayons for the lines that we create inside the book. This first page says diagonal lines. You're going to fill this entire page up with diagonal lines. Page 1 says diagonal lines. So I'm going to make some short, some long, some thin, some thick lines for my whole entire book. This whole entire page, I'm sorry. We can also make diagonal lines going the other way. Maybe I'll experiment with some of the different lines that we learned. A zigzag line put on its side like this is still considered diagonal. If I take my diagonal lines and break them up, that's a broken line. So use the different lines that we learned about to make many diagonal lines. Page 2, horizontal lines. Make horizontal lines all over your entire paper. Again, use some of the lines that we learned about when we were making our cover to make horizontal lines. Page number 3, we're going to make vertical lines. Vertical lines, page number 3. We'll make thick lines and thin lines going from the top down to the bottom, making lots and lots of vertical lines. Page 4, you're going to make thick lines. So now we can go any direction, maybe even going curved. But to make them thick, you go over the same line several times. These lines are going to be very thick. You can even design them to connect, because there's no rule on the direction, just that we need some nice thick lines. Page number 5, thin lines. Again, there's no direction, so we can make our lines however we want, as long as they are thin. This is kind of fun. It really lets you be creative with your lines. For number 6, you're going to create zigzag lines. These zigzag lines can go up and down. That's called vertical. They can go side to side. That's called horizontal. They can go diagonal. They can be very, very thin. They can be very, very thick or wide. I want to see your zigzag lines. Page number 7. Let's do curved lines. Curved lines are a lot of fun. You can have big curves. You can have little curves. You can have curves all going the same direction like that, or curves that go both directions. And these can look very different from one another too. I can even put curved lines inside here. Let's see what kind of curved lines you come up with. Last page is other lines. You can use your lines to make anything. You can make a design or a picture or a monster using just your lines. I can't wait to see what kind of lines you come up with for your picture.